Hey guys, been a little while. I think I say that a lot, but it has been a little while. I've been working, I've been busy, so on and so forth. 3 games you can pick up at Target. And I picked up all 3 of these at Target. These are all board games. And all of them really for a great price, considering the quality of the games and the value you can get out of these, I think, and the price. So first, let me start with the most expensive of the 3. For what I paid, $24, which for board games these days is not a lot of money. You can get games for $60, $150, $200 even in some cases. And I have a couple of those floating around here someplace. Not the $200. Certainly a lot of the $60s. So this one is called The Art of Chill. It's Bob Ross. And I remember him from, PBS, just painting, the joy of painting. And the guy was always great. I mean, to watch this guy was relaxing. His voice was soothing. He painted well. And really, if you followed what he did, he made it sound pretty easy. And in fact, I never tried it, but I know people who have and said it was pretty easy when you followed what he told you to do. Now, this game, I'm going to show you a couple things here with this game. The idea here is to be chill. That's your goal. And as you are painting and matching up the colors that you need to match up for the various pictures that you paint, you will become more chill. So directions, whenever you see directions that are this skimpy, and there's really nothing to this, you know it's going to be an easy game to learn. You've got an easel, which is kind of cool. You've got your chill meter. You've got, everybody gets their own little artistic palette, I guess. And then there's dice that have, one of them is to move Bob along the line because he's painting too. And then the other one is to do various other things, the other die. Some markers to keep track of where all the different players are on the board as far as where they are chill-wise. Then some cards. Some will be different sized brushes that you might need. Some are Bob cards, chill cards that move Bob along the path or do not move him sometimes. And then lastly, and they're sending me another set of these because a few of them had like a little crease in them. Not dreadfully so. They're really nice cards. How they got crease, I have no idea. But there's a handful of cards that got creases in them here. Some worse than others. This one's not too bad. But there are some that are bad. But I love the sap green, Van Dyke brown, bright red, cadmium orange, phthalo blue. Red was another. There was a crimson color, that titanium white. Certainly remember that. Yeah, just to listen to these colors, that they named them. And one that's any color. So the idea is that every painting needs certain colors and certain brushes to accomplish those. And your goal is to, through drafting, is to be able to get the color and brush size you need for all of these. And once you do, then you are chill. Beautiful pictures here. These are actual ones that Bob Ross did on the show, I think. And there's a bunch. I think there's about 16 of them or something like it. 14, 16. Let's see what there are. So everyone's dual-sided. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More than that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 30 different paintings. Look at that. It's beautiful. And the colors actually match. You can see the colors would actually match what you would use in that painting. Pretty cool stuff. So 30 paintings, an easel, cards to move Bob along the track whenever you roll his picture. There's technique cards that you may take at some point. And then there's the main cards, the art supplies. Whenever you roll for an art supply, you take a card. I believe from a list of them. I haven't played it yet. I'm waiting for replacement cards. I showed you the one, but some of them are like this one. It's pretty nasty, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually creased pretty bad to the point where it's white here. And I don't want it to be marked up where you know what it is. Yeah. So I'll have some backup cards, I guess, because they're going to send me another deck of them, which is really nice of the marketing team here at... let's see who puts this game out. I'm not sure who marketed this. Big G something. Big G Creative. So, looking forward to it. Looks like a fun game. They apologized for the quality of the cards I got, and they were quick to say they'd send out another batch. So, really, I really like the look of it. The quality of it is decent. And for $25, you really can't beat the price, considering, like I said, that a lot of games are going for way more than that. So, put these back in. Everything fits nicely, which is a plus. And the box size seems right for the components. You know, sometimes they give you, I'll show you one next that, I wonder what they were thinking on the box, but I can't complain. I only paid $10 for it. So that is Bob Ross, The Art of Chill. And that shows you what a game might look like when you're playing it. So you've got 4 cards that you're choosing from. And you're on your palette, you're making up the various things to match up with what's here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that's that. That was $25 at Target. This one, normally $19.99, and I think it's worth $19.99, but it was on sale today, Monday only, along with the next one I got, for $9.99, $10 off the normal price, so essentially half price. Never heard of it before, but the price got my interest, and I took a little closer look, and I bought it. It's called Suspicion. Looks kind of cool. Put out by a company called Gather Round, and they say our passion is making great games that bring your friends and family together. Well, that's a good passion to have, so that's what that looks like. Love the characters in this. Love the cartoon artwork. And I'll show you, well, here's the back. I'll give you an idea of, this is what kind of sold me here when I saw the nice wooden characters with their pictures on it. And I assumed I was going to have to put those on. No, they come like that. They're coated with something, too, to protect them. Interesting dice. Some cardboard gems. This game's going to remind you a little bit of Clue, but it's much different. I'll show you what I mean. So you use 10 different characters, and you use all of them every game. But you and up to 5 of your friends, 6 players total, are going to be one of these 10 characters. What happens is everybody gets dealt what they call an invitation card, and the invitation cards look like this. That's the front. The back, well, you can't see the back, but they're blue, and they look like envelopes. So you'll get one of these at random. The rest go into a pile. If there's 4 players, you're going to have 4 cards and then 6 in a pile. And you need to keep that pile for a reason. The board, small, but just what you need. Every one of the 10 characters starts out on one of these 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spots. There's 2 other rooms they can go to. On your turn, you roll the dice. And the dice have one of every character between the 2, and then 2 question marks. So you've got 10 characters. You've got 5 and 5 will be the different characters on here, different pictures. And then each one of these has a question mark on them. But good quality. The dice. Kind of a light, I would say wood, if I had to guess. They're light. So each one has a question mark on it. And then 5 of the characters on one die, the other 5 on the other, and the other question mark on the other die. So you roll the dice. In this case, I rolled this. That's what I rolled earlier when I was trying it out. The yellow dude here, who is Buford Barnswallow, and a question mark. So I would get to move Buford Barnswallow on the board from wherever he is, whatever room he's in, to any adjacent room. So if he's here, I can go here, here, or here, but not through these things. So it's going to go there, there. Now, then you're going to get a card, and on the card, you're going to have something. Well, actually, you're going to have a couple things. You'll have... Did I not hit the play on this thing? Ooh, that's a dangerous thing. I never hit record. Wasn't that terrible? That is freaking terrible. All right, I was recording. I haven't done this in so long. I've lost track. Anyway, I'll just pick it back up where I was. I'll leave that in there for my own humor, for nobody else's. So you get one of these cards. You get two of these cards to start, and you draw them as you use them. So let's just say the card looked like this. There's two things I can do with this card on my turn. I'm going to roll the dice and move those two characters, as I said. One of them may or may not be mine. And then I get to, when I have one of these, I can take any one of these colored gems. And let's say, but I have to be in a room that has one of those. So let's say I want to take a red one. I have to be in one of the rooms that has a red gem on it. So let's just say I'm in this room. I have a red gem, so I take it. And then maybe there's other people, other one of these 10 characters in other ones of these rooms with red. But let's say there's a character in here and in here. I could rule out then, if I was another player, that I can't be one of these two. Because I have to be in a room that has a red gem. So on their little sheet, and this is the part that's going to remind you of Clue if you've ever played that game. On the sheet, they can easily cross off whatever characters are in those rooms that don't have any red. The other thing you can do with the card, you can only do one or the other. And I like that you have dual purpose for that. The other one is I can say, on my turn, I can say to somebody else, can you see this character from where you're at? Can you see Mildred Wellington from where you're at? Let's just say Mildred, for the sake of argument, is in this room right here. And let's say the person I'm asking is in this room. Yes, they'd be able to see her because they'd be able to see anybody in a vertical or horizontal path from them. But they couldn't see anybody who was in any of these other places because obviously these things would block them, right? It's kind of a line of sight check. If they're anywhere in this room, they're going to be able to see them. Let's say they happen to put their piece over here for some reason. Yes, they're still going to be able to see them. You assume they're in the center of the room, even though they may not have put the character there. So with that extra caveat to the game, there's a lot you can do. And the game ends when either all the characters have been found out, and you're the only one who hasn't, or the stack of gems, and they use different gems depending on how many characters are in the game, or how many players are in the game, use different stacks of these, and the game ends when one of the stacks is depleted. And then you score points. 1 point for every gem, but if you get a set of all three, they're worth 6, so they're worth double if you can get a set. Now you also have cards that look like this, and one says yes and one says no. So when I ask that question, can you see Mildred from where you're at? The person doesn't say, oh yes, everybody gets the answer. They slide a card to me that says yes or no, and then I know that, and nobody else. There's some other cool cards that allow you to do some things like peeking at one of the characters that's not in the game, so you can rule somebody out, or essentially teleport somebody. It's like a secret passageway. Not teleporting, but secret passageway. But great quality stuff. These are all wood. As I said, these all come on it and are sealed. Like a sheen over it, so I like that. The dice are nice. The board is nice, not huge, but doable. The gems are nice, thick cardboard. $9.99 at Target. And again, a game that has so few rules. It's a 6.8 or so on Board Game Geek. I looked at it after I bought it. Like I wasn't going to pass up $9.99 for a game. And I like it. It's different looking. I really like like I said, I really like the drawings of the characters. I know, it just reminds me of, I don't know what, some sort of a comic book I saw or something once, I guess. That's that. Yeah, Suspicion. Ages 10 and up, 2 to 6 players. From what little I read of this, I recommend it pretty highly. So it's on sale just Monday. Whether it's on sale every Monday, I don't know. Is this something Target's doing regularly now? It just said Monday only sale tag on it. Same with this one. Normally $30, and this one I think is worth $30. I'm going to a retreat with some folks from work and another couple, and my wife and I are going to be kind of hanging out more so than with some of the other folks. And as part of it, we believe we're going to do some drinking. And why not? And play some games. So I'm going to be bringing some games along. I'm going to be bringing at least Suspicion. Probably not the chill Bob Ross game. And I've had that for a week or two. But definitely this one. It's called Pling Pong. The idea here is you've got a tray that you set up and piece it together. Basically, it just comes in 4 pieces. You piece that together, then you put these little boxes, these little plastic boxes, 6 for each player, and you can play with 2 to 4 players. I suppose you could set up just half the board. Yeah, there's a way to set up half the board if you need to, if you're only playing with 2. No, I take that back. I think you still got to put them all in. You would just have like red and blue, and I would have green and yellow or something. And there's a black one in the middle. I think that's why you probably can't just set up the way I suggested. The idea is that you bounce the ping pong ball onto the table and then land it in one of hopefully your opponent's colored boxes. And when you do, you remove that box. And so eventually you'll have something like this where things are removed and you're trying to get your opponents and leave yours. If you land in the black box in the center, that means that you take one of yours out and everybody else puts one of theirs back wherever they choose. So kind of cool. It comes with 9 ping pong balls, 24 of the little plastic containers, 1 black container, and then the board that gets assembled and it's in 2 pieces. So liking this. I got it for $14.99, which I thought was a great price for the game, half price, at Target. So that's the 3 games. Ping pong, good party game. Suspicion, which I think is also probably a good party game. Has little, some tactics, maybe a little bit of strategy. And then, I don't know. I just wanted this game. Bob Ross. The Art of Chill. Art of Chill game. 3 games from Target. Sometimes games at Target and Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart, but Target or those types of places can be nice. It's not the type of game I usually buy. I usually buy something a little more serious. Eminent Domain and Eldritch Horror and Alien Frontiers and any of the other ones I have over here on the shelves. But once in a while, it's good just to buy something simple like Bob Ross, Art of Chill. And so anyway, that's what I did. Hopefully you'll see something there that you might enjoy. Target's not a bad place to go for these types of games. You're not going to find too many of these, although they had Pandemic and a few others there. But for these types of games, go to a party with some people who don't play board games. I'm going to be bringing Pling Pong for sure, probably Suspicion. I think I'm bringing Spyfall, because I enjoy Spyfall quite a bit. Maybe Citadels, not sure about Citadels. And then maybe a co-op game. I'm not sure about that either. Pandemic, maybe. Probably not. I'll probably bring Ticket to Ride. Simple, easy to understand. My wife knows it and likes it. I'll probably bring Ticket to Ride. It's one of the easier ones to just introduce and have people understand and get into it pretty quickly. I could do Catan. My wife loves Catan. Maybe we'll play Catan. For 4 people, you can have fun with that. But anyway, these types of games can be a lot of fun with those groups. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully you enjoyed this, guys. Just wanted to show you some stuff you can pick up for dirt cheap. Board games to play with kids, adults, and in party type situations. And they're out there right now at Target for pretty cheap. All right. Take care, guys.